Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come on in here and share, share, share. I am super excited to have you here on this Tuesday because guess what? You could be anywhere else, but you decided to join Build Your Best Life. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I believe it is better to train early rather than to fix later. My theme for 2022 is it's all about actions because your words, your steps, your gestures, your posture, your facial expression, your voice tone, what you write, and even the movement of your eyes all speak volumes and are your actions. So be careful because someone is watching you and they're looking at your actions. So come on in, come on in. I am excited to have my special guest here today, all the way from Dallas, Texas. And we always have fun when she's on. Hi, Bradye.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you for letting me come back.
Oh, anytime, anytime. I love it when you are here. So, this month we have been talking about friends, uh, family, and foes, and all of them come into the mix when we're talking about our money, our money. And Miss Bradye is a money person, all the way from the top of her head to the tip of her toes.
Yes. Yes.
So today we're going to be talking about everyone thinks my digits are unlimited. Everyone thinks my digits are unlimited. But before we get started, Bradye, please tell everyone about you and what you love doing and everything.
Okay, well, it's good to be back. My name is Bradye Robinson. I'm a native of Dallas, Texas. I am a budget coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I am a recently published author. I actually hit my 1 year. I love helping people be good stewards of their finances, right? My passion is motivating others. They call me the hype man. I like to get you excited about your gift or about your purpose. And I like to see you through with it. So I love to help people with their finances, coach them, teach people how to live on a budget. But I think that the whole topic of money, I'm so glad that we're talking about it more because it spills over into every area of your life. So tonight, I'm really excited to be here. I got some good information and we're going to have some fun, like she said.
Great, great, great. Thank you, Bradye. Excuse me. Good evening, Deacon Holmes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, as I said, this month our theme is friends, family, and foes. Now, Bradye, you are a financial expert. Therefore, we came to you to discuss how our finances come into play when it comes to our family and our friends and even sometimes our foes.
Yeah.
So, what do you do when a birthday celebration is coming up for a close family member?
Hmm. That's a good one. We can talk about this because I don't know, like if you follow me on Facebook, my best friend's birthday was last Friday. Best friend. We have a tradition every year since high school. I take off from lunch. She'll come home, whatever, from college. On the day of her birthday, I always go to her office, take her a cake, take food for her office, and we go to lunch. So I plan for this every year. I use PTO day for that. It's a done deal. Well, this year she turns 45. So these bright ideas start coming and coming, and my usual plans expanded. So what I do to prepare for that, when we get in later into the conversation, when we talk about the importance of budgeting and knowing exactly how much money you have coming in and out of your home, you can have, like, I call it my fun kitty. This is like a whatever you want to call it, just your mad cash, your mad stash. But I have a me fund. I'm old school, so I go by the envelope system when I don't want to run to the bank for everything because, like I said, I do have my own business, so I'm paid like in cash, different transactions or whatever. So I do like to have utilize my envelope system. That's how I started actually in high school because I didn't have a bank account, but I had to save for my senior fees, and I wanted to get a car, and I wanted to get a beeper. Yes, I said a beeper, a pager. That's hold on. And I had to do so. I went in my mom's room, and that's when everybody mailed out everything. So we always had envelopes, and I got my envelopes, and I wrote on each envelope, I put senior fees, beeper bill, stuff like everything I wanted. And that's how it started. Like that was like ninth grade. So when you have come up, because we're coming into spring, right? We're coming into spring. We're going to come into summer. We've been on a pandemic. People are antsy and want to get outside. I don't know if you've noticed, but every time I leave my house, I spend money. Every time you step out the door, you spend money.
Right.
Well, let's count it. Let's take it into consideration that, okay, we've been in a pandemic. I haven't seen some of my friends in almost 2 years. They want to meet at the new latest trendy restaurants, because I know in Florida y'all have these nice pop-up restaurants that are trendy. The food is okay, but you're paying for the experience. And you want to go and you have things like that, but you have to budget for it and you have to allow for it. And it breaks my heart when we all get together and you see maybe people of different groups like that are out with their friends, and you didn't plan for this night. I mean, your bill is going to be $150, $200. Life
Right.
goes on. So, yeah, I say just plan for it. To answer your question, plan for it, put back for it, but don't be afraid to skip some of the activities. So, how I handle that, like I said, she turned 45. That Friday we went to lunch. We went to a really nice restaurant. That night we threw her a birthday party. She was like, hey, Saturday, I was like, okay, I'm tired. I'm going to be with my kids. Sunday, she was like, hey, you want to go to brunch? I had fun with you. Friday, I can't go to brunch. I wanted to go, but I had already maxed out.
Gotcha. So you have to know your limit.
Yeah, or pick and choose. You don't have to go to, my mom used to tell me, don't be the last one at the dance. You don't have to go to everything. Pick and choose some things. Also, I mean, and it keeps you looking forward to the next event. Like when you were young, they say, you're not going to have nothing to look forward to when you get older if you want to do everything now. So I pick and choose. I know that she celebrates we celebrate our birthday like the whole month or a week. Since we're getting older, it's getting shorter and shorter. But I knew that we were going to do our annual lunch. I know her family's going to want to take her to dinner that Saturday, and they count me as a part of the family. I know her husband wants to take her to brunch, and he invited me. So I can't do lunch Friday, the party Friday night, dinner Saturday, and brunch Sunday. That's too much. So what I will do, since you're my closest friend, I'll pick 2 of those things.
Okay. Sounds good. Good advice. Okay, this is some good information. So if you are listening, please share so other people can get some of this. I see we have been joined by Jerosa Waller.
That's the best friend. That's my best friend who I'm talking about right now.
Hey,
yes,
bestie.
Yes, last weekend. I mean, I already know. I planned for her birthday. I saved for it. Because I already know I have to be ready for on the fly, last minute things, but I can't do all of the things. But I know I want to be there too. So
Oh, yeah. And also I see Gina Hampton.
yes.
Hi, Gina. Thank y'all for tuning in. That is some good advice. Well, now, when it comes to our children, we like to spoil them. They're the closest things to us. But sometimes they treat you like everybody else is like, okay, my mom, my dad, y'all have unlimited funds. Whatever I ask for, I know I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
But let's just say that your son is in college, Travis. He has made the dean's list. He really needs a newer car. He is maintaining his grades. You never had any problems with him. You don't have any student loans. Kind of 2 questions. What advice would you give him at this point? And would you finance a car for him?
Okay, let's break this down because it's so much in that. And I know we have a very diverse audience and following, but as a culture, we tend to get into the whole, he deserves it. He's done a good job. He makes good grades. He don't get in trouble. He don't cause me any trouble. But like when you're saying he really needs a newer car, and the key word is newer. It doesn't have to be brand new, right? And I said, that's one thing. I've seen so many of us, and hey, if you have it like that, I'm just speaking on what I've seen. Go and buy a 21-year-old brand new Mustang. I mean, hey, okay, it was a good deal. Then yes, he has kept his grades up. He doesn't cause you any trouble. We sit back and look at, he's a black man, a black young man. He could be doing so many other things. He deserves it. Let's be careful about that, deserve it, and also with spoiling our children because they gain this sense of entitlement. Okay, so good deal. You don't have any student loans. So that means that you've been listening to mama somewhere along those lines about not paying for college, because you do know you can go to college for free. So you listen to that. So I would think that my son would know, okay, yes, we need a newer car, but the way I roll in my house, okay, how much have you saved for? How much are you willing to put down? You can, like Jerosa said, we do cash cars. We do cash cars. One thing I will say, I was raised this way. I don't find that. My mother told me I don't co-sign for anybody. My mom has never co-signed for me an apartment, car, anything. We don't do that in our family. We don't loan each other cars. If my sister can I borrow your car? We don't do that. I'd rather rent you a car than you drive mine. I mean, I'll help you get yours fixed. So to answer your question, no, I would not finance a car for him because, for one, I don't really believe in car notes, and I'm definitely not going to pay it for my child. If I have to finance a car for you, that means your credit is not strong enough, right? So I'm already going into it knowing that there's a strong chance. The bank don't trust him, but I trust him because that's my son, right? So if he loses his job, something happens, he gets sick, I have to cover that. That's in my name. My mom used to always say, I have to keep my name clear because y'all mess y'all's up. So I'm not signing for nothing. She wouldn't co-sign for anything. So somebody has to keep the credit good and keep a straight line here. But no, and it's I'm elaborating on this because we do get into the fact of he's a good child. She does this. She doesn't give me any problems. And so many parents go in debt, or they stretch themselves thin because their well-deserving child has done a good thing. Well, first of all, that's what you should do. You have nothing else to focus on this school, right? That's your job. You have nothing else to focus on. So, I mean, good. I'm glad that you made good grades, but I'm not paying you for your grades. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Right. And we have to be careful. That's what look at the world around us. This entitlement is growing out of control with this generation. They expect to get it. They just think they're going to get it. For what? What have you done? So I would definitely talk to him and say, hey, how much? I would come to him. How much have you saved? If he saved $2,000, I'll meet you. Guess what? Whatever you save, I'll match it. So if you save $5,000, I'll give you $5,000. I want to see that drive. I want to see that hustle, that muscle in my son to get out there and get it on his own. Because first of all, I should be your last resort. I should be your last resort. Yes, a woman never should be your resort. But I'm your mom. I should be your last resort because I've given you the tools. But get out there and hustle. But that's how I do. Like even here with my children. My son is 10. He asked for a lawnmower for Christmas so he could cut yards to make money.
Okay.
I felt bad. I was like, I don't think you're supposed to ask for that for Christmas. But okay. So what we do is, because he was, but here's the thing, because he's willing and determined did that, our yard guy gifted him a lawnmower. I was willing to go half with him because I wanted to see how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? I'm not going to put forth more effort than you are. I have a job. Is that mean, Mr.?
There's that tough love.
I have to, because this sense of entitlement, and I do a lot for my children. I'm a single parent, but I have to catch myself and keep it from spilling over to spoiling them, right, or just getting stuff. And my mom is old school. My mom is 79, and she made the comment that really made me take a look at how I treat my kids. She said, I don't even know what to get your kids because they have everything. Every time you go in the store, you buy them something. And she was, she old school. So it came out just like that, but it stuck with me. She said, you bought them something for what? What did they do? And it started making Christmas and birthdays really difficult because they had everything. So I pulled back on that.
All right. But you're teaching them good lessons, and that's what it's all about, that training, teaching them early.
Sticking with it.
Yes. Good skills. I love it. And Jerosa, thank you for all the comments. I love the engagement.
Thank
You
you.
so
Thank you.
much.
She supports. You got to have that friend that supports. She supports.
I
She
love it.
might be sitting there right at work, but she's gonna log on and support it. So I appreciate that. And I like because her and we have this dialogue all the time about how as a culture we want to push them out at 18. You know, you got to go at 18, but have we prepared them?
All right.
Because back in the day, it didn't matter. At 18, you got to go. I remember that you got to go. Either you're going to college, or you're going to work, but you got to go. But the family dynamic is broken down. And have we prepared them financially? Do they know how to pay a bill? Do you know how to open your statement and read your statement and see what's your statement balance versus what is your minimum payment? Or if I pay more on it, are we teaching these skills and survival skills, or are we just paying what they tell us to pay when they hit our app and push? That's not good budgeting because we're being controlled. So yeah.
Yeah, and many parents are not teaching that anymore. So that's one reason that my heart is really into my platform, because I'm seeing it firsthand. They don't know how to budget money. They don't know, how to not just buy everything they can, spend all their money at one time, have no life skills, no basic skills, no biblical skills, and parents are not assisting at that time. So they've gone from high school, maybe a couple years in college, and then into pro sports in the workplace, and they haven't a clue.
That's true. That's true. And just like your slogan says, it's easier to build strong boys than repair broken men. So the sooner we can get in here and teach them, because here's the thing, and the reason we're talking about finances tonight. So that's why those of you that are joining in, thank you. That's what I talk about. I like to talk about money because I do believe that money is not a bad word in the Christian faith. We've hid from it and we've skirted around it for so long, but it's time to talk about it because it's the most mentioned thing in the Bible. Do your research, right? You cannot do anything without finances. But we're talking, Miss Deborah's platform is young men, and we are expecting these men to go out and be leaders and have a great wife, but like you said, they are not used to handling money. How often do you see kids with cash money? These kids have a credit card, things like that. When my child say, just swipe your card. No, we don't just swipe my card. Who you think pay the bill, stuff like that. So I think that this is a great platform because you're targeting the males who are the head, the king, the leader of the home, but you have to know how to orchestrate those finances.
Right. Yes, it's very important. Excuse me. Good evening. I think I saw Dan Smith, Jocelyn Charles, Agnes Copeland, and someone else I saw. They disappeared from me. Take it to my heart. I want to say it was Tim, maybe.
I see Carrie on there. Hey, Carrie. From my
Thank
church.
y'all all for tuning in. It's a good conversation. That one was really good. All right. So we're talking about children, and we want to always see them have their best and do their best, and we want to be there for them. But again, you have to make decisions and do things wisely. But now your only daughter is getting married. Ooh. You and she have dreamed of this day for the longest time. Of course, her desires are far more expensive than you are really willing to spend. Y'all don't have this money saved or anything. But you remember you have a new credit card and has 0% interest rate for 6 months. So do you spoil your baby girl and go all out and do this wedding up like you can? What do you do?
And it's hard. It's so hard because my daughter, I do have a daughter, and like even with the little, like the 13th birthday and things like that, it's so easy and tempting to go over the budget because when you get in the midst of it, and that'll be cute, or let's do this. And what I've noticed, running to the store for this little thing, we're not tracking how we spend. So my own, and I have one daughter, my only daughter. We've talked about this wedding, and she has met this wonderful kingdom man, and oh man, and I want to help and do all this stuff. First of all, look, first of all, we're not gonna do a credit card. We're not gonna do a credit card. I'm gonna go ahead and tell her now, that'll jinx you. You don't want to do that. Don't start your wedding off like that. But I would do my best with staying in the budget and trying to make her dream a reality. But like I said, all of this goes back to we got to start early.
Mhm.
So my daughter is accustomed to, okay, you want this and that. Let's see if we can make it first, or if we know somebody that can make it. Frugal ways of getting it, or maybe do we have to have that brand? Can we get something that's kind of similar, but that still gives you the look and the experience, what you're looking for? What I would do in this situation, we have a few months, and it's coming up on my baby girl's wedding. She has married, she's marrying up, she's finished college, she's doing these great things. And I could see where it would pull on my heartstrings. She only get married once. So we
Mhm.
hope. It's her first wedding. It's your only girl. Mama, this is the wedding that you didn't get to have. So you see how real this is, and you see how easy you could spew over into this. So what I would do is come up with a game plan. Now, I have studied different cultures in regards to different weddings and things like that. I have a really close friend of mine, she's Hispanic, and what they do, they divide up tasks amongst the family. So maybe this aunt she'll do the flowers. This person do that. What I would do is sit down and plan with her. Okay, this is what you want. What can we do? What can we do to cut the cost, and on the things that we can't do, like I can't make a big huge balloon arch. I'm just giving an example. Some things
Mhm.
we can't do ourselves, but I would try to come up with a compromise as getting close to her dream as possible without breaking the budget. That way it's a win-win, right? So I
Right.
do have this credit card. So just say I have this credit card. We plan to win. Everything is good. We need a limo. We need a limo. How are we going to get them there? What do you do? Mama, please, I'll pay you back. I'll pay the bill. What do you do? Because I've seen that happen so much, and we trust that our family members will pay that bill. But I've also seen family members go get on hard times, and that's how you fall out.
Right.
So I would tell her, you're gonna have to ask your auntie, ask your uncle, or raise the money. What can we do? Can you work some extra hours? Can we do something? Who is this husband you marrying? What can he do? No, I'm just kidding, but we would have to compromise. But it's so easy. And what I want to push to you parents today, it's very easy, especially when you have the resources and it doesn't seem like a big splurge or a big purchase. It's easy to, oh, we don't do this all the time. We'll do it that one time, but you'll be paying for it for 6 months. I'm reading some of the comments, and Jerosa would say it's also a perfect time to express to our daughters to prepare for the marriage and not just the wedding. After the wedding, there are other expenses. That is so true. I have a friend that got married, and she was divorced before her credit card bill was paid off.
Mm.
Unfortunately, it lasted about 2 years. So you're still paying on cake that you ate 2 years ago. Think
Wow.
about that. So that's why you have to have that perspective. And parents, it's not too late. If you do have a spoiled and entitled child, start praying about that and start turning it around. Start slowly pulling back. Start practicing no. No is a complete sentence. No, I don't have it. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. And it's okay. But I think that we get caught up and we feel pressure or feel like we should, that we're supposed to do it. And that's why our kids come to us and ask. But back to the wedding, we've been planning this. I would just tell her, okay, this is what we can do. This is our budget. Make it work within the budget. This is my bottom line. Once I get my bottom line, that's all I'm not going back in my bag. I'm not going back in my purse. So anything extra is going to have to come from you. And I'm going to encourage her, please don't charge this. I'm going to tell her, please don't run up a bill. But once I give my bottom line, this is what I'm willing to give out. And notice I said give, because we don't loan money in our family, because never loan anything that you cannot afford to literally throw out the window. Because when you loan money, it's a 50-50 chance to get it back.
Right.
So this is my bottom line. I have this amount of money to give to you towards your wedding. Anything over than that, I'm sorry.
Yep. Well, it's good advice. I mean, like you say, you can always start early saving for it, but your bottom line is your bottom line. What is that budget number? So that's the that's a big takeaway from here is you have to decide on, have you budgeted for anything, and if so, what is that amount? And not to loan. Some people find that out really, really the hard way, because like you say, whether it's friends or family, that's a good way to fall out and stop speaking.
Yes, it
I
is.
loan you my money. You haven't paid me not one payment. And you bought a new car. Every time I see you, you got on a new dress. And
then they get mad at you because you want your money back. I give you a little funky $20. Well, it wasn't a funky $20 when you needed it,
Yes.
That is too funny.
All right. Okay, we are talking about finances here. Good evening, Shonda. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see what Jerosa said last. It will definitely help when we say no and praise them when they figure it out on their own. Yes, very good. We will be so proud of them that they took the initiative to figure it out.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm gonna have to connect you with her, because her line of work is definitely in line with your platform. I have to give you her information.
All right.
Yes, we gotta condition them to the no. Condition them to the no. Get them comfortable with hearing no.
Yes. All right. That's some good conversation. All right. Bradye, you are aware that sometimes we cannot even let our left hand know what's in our right hand. We have to hold it tight and don't let people know, because when they think you have a little bit saved, that's when they come at you. So now Polar grandmama house is facing a tax lien. The family knows you have that emergency savings fund, Bradye. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and they do that. Well, I know you got it. Right. And that, I mean, like, okay, so let's talk about this, because we do have to identify the difference between like a need and a want, right? So for me, if saving grandmother's property is a direct line to generational wealth, because that's where we are now. We're in 2022, we're generational wealth. We're breaking generational curses. Grandma didn't have much, but she left us this little house that's probably about to fall in. But hey, all we have to do is keep the taxes up, right? She left it to all of us. So I'll use myself for an example. My mother had 5 children. One of my sisters passed, so it's 4 of us. So just say my grandmother left the house and she left it equally to 4 of us, right? My other siblings, they're moved on. They're out of state. Maybe one can't afford it. I don't know. I'm making up a situation, but everybody knows I'm the budget lady. Everybody knows I count my coins. I watch my pennies. I like to save, things like that. So when hard times come, grandma's house, they're about to take her house because of this tax money. Now, I have the money to pay the whole tax bill, but she left it to the 4 of us. Who pays the bill? See, these are real questions, and this is how siblings fall out. This is how we have issues, and then the whole thought of grandmother just trying to leave a little piece of property for somebody and break generation curses, the devil has used it and turned it into a whole different thing. Okay, so here's what we do. So this situation actually set of twins, and they came into some money. They came into a piece of property. One did not want to deal with the property at all. One was really interested, but the one that didn't want to deal with the property had the money, of course. So we actually went through this. I suggested that you write it up. Now, when you start talking about getting things in writing with family, that's going to create a lot of friction, but it'll also have people, it'll also weed out the real from the fake as well. So you're going to get the heat and the flack about, oh, I know she want to write up a contract. Well, if you go over there to Walmart, if you go to somewhere else, they're going to want you to write up a contract. Right. The thing about it is, we have to learn how to speak up for ourselves and do it with love, and just have a meeting or talk about it. Hey, grandma's house is about to fall in. It's 4 of us. She owed $4,000 in taxes. She left it equally to all of us. Do you have your part, Susie Mae? Do you have your part, whoever? The ones that do not have their part. So we need to talk about that. Me being the businesswoman that I am, is this going to be a continued problem? Because I am willing to buy out your part of it. But see, you have to be careful with that because everybody wants a piece of the pie, but nobody wants to participate in making it. So I'm not going to let my grandmother's house fall, right? That's when you get into the whole, can you afford to throw that away? Because you're not looking at it about the money. You're looking at it about the actual piece of property, the sentimental value. It was grandma's house. She made you promise to never sell it. Hey, this is the first piece of property my family's ever owned. I would step up and take care of it. However, I would start looking at the dynamics of the other shareholders that's involved. I'm willing to buy you out. Mm-hmm. If I pay your taxes, if I pay your portion of the taxes, you know what I'm saying? I want something in writing. How are you going to pay this back? Are you going to come up on this issue next year? Because taxes are due every year, right?
Every year.
So what do you do the next year? Because if you can't pay it this year, what do you do the next year? So I'm reading the comments. It says, I'll pay the taxes and the house will now be in my name and I'll make the decisions on the home. That kind of goes back to kind of pay the cost to be the boss. But we want to keep it. We want to remember God and all of this, and grandma worked hard. Like my grandmother, she cleaned houses for a living. That's definitely a conversation I would want to sit down with my siblings. I see that you don't have as much interest in this. Do you want to, drop off of this deal, or do you want to step back? We'll still honor you as part of the family, but this is when it becomes a business deal now, because we're about to lose the woman's house. And we're going to lose it over feelings because your feelings hurt because you can't pay it. And I'm offering to pay it, but now I want to buy you out.
Right.
So, yeah, it gets sticky with family, right?
Right. Only child.
You didn't have to deal with that. You just spoiled. You entitled.
Yes, so. Yes. Yeah, but it gets sticky when, you have those family members. I mean, it gets right down to it. And, because even with Steve Harvey and his crazy judge show, he had the lady on there, and it was the grandmother's funeral, and she gave the sister, I think it was $11,000 or $15,000. She went and had a butt job done with the money.
See, yeah. And see,
she had it.
Yes. But see, also, and I had to learn this too, when we give people money, once you give it to them, you can't control what they do with it. And if you want to control what they do with it, don't give them the money. You pay the bill.
Right.
Yep. I've seen, I've been through that too. I'll pay the bill, but I'm not going to give you $200 to pay your phone bill, but I will go pay the bill for you, because in that moment you're desperate. Yes, I need my phone bill paid. But once you get the money in your hand, your whole thought change when you get money in your hand. And we have to, like I said, the whole basis, we have to be good stewards of our finances. You have to look at it as God blessed you with this, right? So we have to take care of it. We have to nurture it and cultivate it just like we do everything else in our life. That's why I think we struggle so much as a culture, as a people, financially, because when we get some money, we're so excited to have it. We don't make good decisions. And that will only keep you. And it's time to break those chains. It's time to break out of this box of poverty. That's over and done with. You don't have to. It's a lot of money out here. It's a lot of money to be made. I mean, who ever thought that you could be a millionaire by doing YouTube videos? So there is no excuse. But we have to start teaching our young men and young women how to be good stewards of their finance, how to budget and create a budget, stick to it. And you do know that your budget is not a one-time thing. You're supposed to do a budget every month.
Yes. Yeah, but it's so true. And you try to do things, but it's like, well, I know she got money. Why is she doing that? Well, yeah, but what did she do to get the money? And if she just gives it all away every time someone asks, then she's not going to have the money for those things that she's been working for and saving for. Those emergency funds is for an emergency. Yeah, you are not an emergency.
Identifying. Right. And knowing that everything is not an emergency. Also, here's another thing I want to tell everybody. Don't let someone else's crisis become your inconvenience. Because I've been guy like that too. But they're going to pick up my car. I don't know what to do. I'm going to be put out. And I have a heart to help people. So I want to help. In the heat of that moment, I'm just looking to fix. And family members will get you that way. Friends get you that way. But you just have to think, spend wisely, spend slowly, right? Count the cost. Count the cost. Think about it. How long did it take you to earn this money? But a lot of time, easy come, easy go. I get that. But God is not pleased when we're not managing and stewarding our finances well. Also, you have to be a giver. You have to be a giver. You can't just be a beggar or asker all the time, just asking all the time. You have to be a giver. The more you give, the more you receive. So if you're struggling with your finances, look at your giving. Look at your giving. If you're struggling, you know what? Then look at your giving. The next time you say gas is high, because I just said that gas is high, or I don't have any money. If you're struggling financially, look at your giving. I guarantee you your giving is small. Because his word does not lie, it's not gonna come back void. So if you give big, you'll get big, right? So look at your giving. So instead of complaining about your finances, look at yourself and see, what are you doing to block your own blessings?
That's right. Yep. Exactly.
It seems so simple, but we don't do it, right?
Yep. No, most of us don't.
Right.
Yep. You gotta be, you have to, do what God tells you to do. He's the one that blessed you with it. And he don't want us to be borrowers.
Yes, we're supposed to be lenders. Yes.
So he wants you to be a good steward. You show that you're a good steward, then he'll bless you with some more. And you're gonna squander everything. Yeah. Why should he give it to you to squander?
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Yes. So
the chat is blowing up. The chat is blowing up. It says, when you find out you only have withdrawals from people always asking for money and never a deposit helping others out, that's a problem.
Most definitely.
I like that.
Most definitely. And then some people, they don't want to give unless somebody gonna know. So, It's like they want to ask to see what they can get. But you may not, you may tell them no. They don't know what you're giving somebody else something where you saw the need.
That's true.
Because they didn't plan well. An emergency came up. Someone needed surgery. Someone got burned out or whatever. And you saw the need and you did something. You don't have to broadcast.
That's true. That's true. That's true. They want some people want the recognition, and that's just that's like I said, that's like throwing it out the window. You're missing your blessing in it.
All right. Yes. And we're gonna stay on them sisters while we're on them sisters. So
yes.
You say you're supposed to go through your budget and everything every month. So sometimes you sit down and you have a little bit more time, so you do a more thorough examination of everything. So you realize, hey, I still got my sister on my auto insurance and my renewal coming up. She knows she on my insurance, but she get a discount. Should I keep on my insurance? Huh?
That's a good question. And a lot of times we do it because both parties are in financial ruins. So it started out, okay, if I put you on here, it'll lower mine too. But everything has an expiration date. So what I learned, and I learned this dealing with people, you got to have those conversations. Nothing is forever. And I don't think that we talk about it. Okay, I'm going to help you out, sister, because you got my nieces and nephews. I don't want y'all getting in a rag, whatever, yada, yada. I'll do this for 6 months, but when it's time for me to renew my insurance, you're going to have to go your own way. But we're not having those conversations up front, right? So we're doing this. Oh, yeah, I put you on the insurance. And then when we're ready to kick them off, they're not ready. So then you see how the friction and resistance go? So, and all of this is this is such a good conversation because the money leads to so much demise and tear down of the kingdom and of the family and of the friendships. But a lot of it is on us because we're not putting our expectations out there. I told Coach this. I said submission is sexy when led properly. If the expectations are clear, we crazy. We joke with him. If the expectations are spelled out clearly, it's less room for confrontation, right? Mm-hmm. So when I agreed to put my sister Deborah on my insurance, okay, Deborah, hey, my insurance is up in March. I put you on her for 6 months. Don't even worry about paying her for 6 months. Save your money. Get yourself together. But when I renew it, I'm renewing it without you. But you got to tell Deborah that. I can't just drop you and then you driving around. That's not fair. Right? So then we feel uncomfortable because now I'm gonna tell her that she can't be on the insurance if we laid this foundation in the beginning. So what I'm saying, guys, with your finances, with the loaning and borrowing of money, hanging out with your friends, traveling, doing things like that, have your expectations up front. For me, I don't loan money between friends and family. My friends know if they need something, I have it. Thank God we all pretty self-sufficient. We stand on our own. We wasn't raised like that in our family. It was 5 of us. I've never borrowed and loaned money between my sister, but we just didn't do that. But if you are that family that is doing that, you've got to set boundaries. Everything has boundaries, and we're not setting the boundaries. We're just coming to bail people out in the middle of a crunch, and then they get comfortable. You get tired, and then now we falling out. Now Thanksgiving dinner is so different.
So different.
It is.
And and you can do things too where it's not intentional. You don't know it's going to come about, but I don't know if they still do it here. But years and years and years ago, our electric company, JEA, if say you got an apartment for the first time, if I had good credit with JEA, I could sign for you. It would be in your name, but I could sign for you and you wouldn't have to pay a deposit. Well, I did that. And say, in the conversation, 20 years later, you decide, oh, you know what? I'm just not going to pay my light bill. I'm going to move and I'm moving with somebody else and it's going to be in their name. I'm going to pay it. Guess who got to pay it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I tell you, and you like, oh, well, I don't have no money. Yeah, but that's your light bill. No.
The one I see that's very common is when they co-sign for a car. Then the car break down. The one driving the car, I ain't paying a car note on the car that ain't running, but it's in your mom's name, or you had somebody co-sign for you. That's why I don't do the whole co-sign thing, because it's a reason why you can't get it on your own. And if you can't get it on your own, it's not your time. Yes, God bless us and he put people in our life to help us. I understand that. But co-signing is a totally different ball game. Don't co-sign for anybody. I wouldn't even co-sign for my kids. No, my mom has never co-signed for any of us for anything. She'd rather give you the cash.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You can have the money, but I'm not doing that. Right.
Ooh, that's the worst thing you can do. Don't do it.
Don't do it at all.
I got by on that one. It was about 4 of us. We were all good friends, but I was supposed to be the young lady's best friend. And she wanted to buy a car. She wanted me to sign for it. She couldn't get it. And I was like, no. I hadn't had my own car that long. No, I can't do that. Okay. Well, I didn't know that she went to other people, right? Well, she got a car and she came by my house and she's like, you want to drive my car? Because that's what friends do. And I was like, no, I got a car. I'm good. Man, about a year later, everybody calling me, did you co-sign too? We got to pay for that car. She left the state and all of them had to pay. It was about 3 of them. I was like, no, I didn't do it.
And friends and family will try to make you feel bad for not helping. They'll get mad at you. I'm talking about go off on you. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, get mad because they feel like because you have it, you should give it. No, I work for it. Now, if God leads me to bless you with it, hey, and it's on my heart, that's fine. But it's not an every month thing. You can't depend on me to pay your bills, right?
Right.
But yeah, I would tell my sister, okay. And here's the thing, y'all. We have, like I said, we have to learn how to have better communication skills. You can't tell her the month that the insurance is going to be up. You need to check in with her. If this happened in January because she was in a crunch, by March, hey, we got about 3 more months and I'm going to have to renew my insurance. I just wanted to remind you that come March or come May, I'm going to have, they're redoing my insurance and they're going to drop you from it. Remind people, let them know. Don't catch them by surprise. That cuts down on it as well. Because here's the thing, if you're dealing with someone that needs help like that, they probably can't afford to be just dropped in a bucket, which is why you shouldn't do it. Because when you're helping someone, you're taking on somebody, you're agreeing to carry their burden, right? You're agreeing to carry their cross. That's their cross. But you didn't went in their lane and said, I'm going to help you carry your cross. That's what we do as Christians. But we have to learn how to carry that cross with boundaries. I'm not going to carry more than you're going to carry. If God tell me to carry the whole load, because you can't, that's fine. But those are few and far between. But we got to have the conversations, especially our young men. You have to step up as men and speak up. Your friends want you to co-sign for a car, or they mad at you because you won't go out tonight and you really don't have it. Sometimes you might have to sit back and say, you know what? If he was really my friend, he wouldn't be mad. And I've had people get mad at me because I won't do something. And I'll be sitting there thinking and really trying to figure out how can I do it. And then I just stop. You know what? This is too much. It's too much. It's too much, and I'm not going to do it. But we have to have these conversations over our finances. Start talking about it. Get comfortable with it. We've always kept financial conversations a taboo topic. It's whispered, and she make this and I make that. We just get more comfortable with it in your own finances. That doesn't mean telling people what you make, but letting people know that I don't loan money. I don't borrow money ever. You know, I pay in full. Once you set that kind of boundary, you won't have that many requests coming to you.
All right. Sounds like a winner to me. All right. So we have talked about family members and how they expect certain things and they're trying to make you feel guilty. They have blinders when it comes back to paying money back or whatever. What about them friends?
Let's talk about it.
So, you have this opportunity for you to take this trip that you have always wanted to take. Your best friend says, I will pay for your hotel room. All you have to do is pay for your airfare and you're spending money. After all, now it is your birthday. So come on, girl, let's go. Let's go. This is a trip of a lifetime. I know you want to go. Let's go.
I'm going to figure out a way to go. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to figure out a way to go. And it's not going to be any more expense on my best friend. Whatever she said she was going to do, that's fine. I am going to have to find a way to go because I'm gonna want to go. It's my birthday because I'm being real now. Mm-hmm. She's willing to. I'm gonna pay for this. All you have to do is do this. Me, I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna probably pick up a new client. I'm gonna find a because it all goes back to how bad do you want it. But I'm gonna find a way to go without going in debt and then having to pay that bill. Nothing worse. And when you get back from vacation and you paying that bill. So I'm going to find a way to go. Now, just say I'm really for a house and I cannot break the budget. I cannot spend anything extra. I'm going to talk to her. Can we please postpone this? Because you know what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to buy this house. We're trying to move in, yada, yada. Can we postpone? If she can't, nope. They gave me a free da-da-da. Well, hey, we're going to have to plan a girls trip another time. But my first to try to go, I'm going to find a way to go. But it's not going to be on a and it's not going to be borrowed from anybody else. I'm going to go.
Sounds like a good trip.
Yes, I'm going to go. I think I'm going to find a way to go. But you can still go and do it responsibly. Everything, just do it within reason.
All right. Yep, you can. Yep, you can do it. As long as you don't go charging. It was my first the
Right.
first
No.
thing they would have said, oh, let me go. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna let me get this airplane ticket right now.
I know. Yep. And they'll book it without thinking. Yeah. All because it's a good deal. It's a good deal.
Yeah.
But then that's when we have to get into, that's that flesh, and we're human, and we want it. But things like that are so tempting. And the devil come at us too, because he wants to see how strong are you to being a good steward of your finance. How much discipline do you have? You said you were gonna pay your tithes, but you haven't paid your tithes yet. And we just stopped by this store and they got your shoes that you've been looking for and they're on sale. You got your tithes in one pocket and this in one pocket. The devil will dangle those shoes in front of you with a good sale.
Right. I better pay them
And
tithes.
do not pinch off your tithe. And don't shorten your tithe. Don't do it. Pay the tithe first. Pay the tithe first. You'll live under open heaven. I'm here to tell you.
Yes. I agree. I can attest to that. Yes. Hello, Catherine. Thank you for tuning in as well. Keep it within your limits.
Yes.
She say, not the shoes.
Not the shoes. Not the shoes. You have to leave those shoes there. But trust this. Check this. When you have those hard decisions of, I got to pay my tithes of these shoes, go ahead and pay your tithes. I bet you'll get those shoes or something better. I'm not saying the next day, but I'm a witness to that because he wants to see you sacrifice because you have free will, right? You don't have to pay your tithes. He wants you to. You should want to. You should do it. But he doesn't force himself on anybody. And when you step up, Catherine, and just say, you know what? I'm going to go on and pay my tithes. I just have to miss that sale on those shoes. I've been wanting them forever. Guarantee you're either going to get those shoes or you're going to get something better every time. Trust him.
Yep, that blessing's going to come. She's going to get 2 pair.
Right, because he said, oh, look at her. She sacrificed, and I know she wanted those so bad, but she went ahead and was obedient to me first. Just like we do our children. When they're obedient, we reward them.
Right. Yep, very good. Well, this has been a good conversation. We can always use information about finances because I'm going to go back and listen to this again myself.
Yes. And don't forget, y'all, tax season is here. File your taxes. Don't wait till April 15th. Don't do your tax preparer like that. Get your documents in.
Right. So, can you give our viewers some tips on the important, without not going into detail, but the importance of creating and maintaining that budget?
Absolutely. So what I always, in all of my messages, I always push budgeting and giving. Budgeting is pretty much a blueprint for your finances. It's you telling what to do. So to me, I look at it, it's like a to-do list. You're telling your money what to do, because if you do not tell your money what to do, it will tell you what to do. And what I mean by that is when you're down into the dire straits or you're not managing and storing your money, your money will have you doing things you never thought you would have had to do. So I really push the importance of living on a budget because, first of all, the Bible says count the cost. He says write the vision, make it plain. All of these things that you can attest to, just go by what he's telling you to do. So your budget, you want to write down your budget. For me, every month I have an Excel spreadsheet that I've had probably since 2015. I just add a column every month. So today I went in there, and today's the 22nd. I added April. I added my every 2 weeks pay period, and then I have April with all the bills, mortgage, insurance, whatever. My pay period for this 2 weeks, pay period for that 2 weeks, and then I have the due dates. First of all, don't pay anything late. If you have a credit card, stop using it today. Just take it out your purse, take it out your wallet. Right, go over your budget. If you don't know how to write a budget, do a soft budget, meaning write down the basics. Do you have a mortgage? Do you have a car? Now, what are your monthly fixed expenses that you have every month regardless? We all have a cell phone, right? So put that on there. You got to pay to have somewhere to live. I buy groceries. You don't know how much. Roughly imagine if you spend about $200 when you go to the store, tell yourself, I have $150. Get creative and crafty, right? So when you're doing your budget, while you're writing your budget, you're looking at ways that you could shave off. Because think about it this way. If you make $30 an hour and then you go to Starbucks and you treat you and your friend to these expensive and you spend $27, was it worth you working a whole hour think about that. So guys, before you get paid, before every payday, do a budget, live on a budget. Again, the Bible said count the cost, count it up. So you need to know what's going out, what's coming in. So you want to write down your fixed incomes. Then I'm realistic. I'm human. I'm a woman. I like to do things. Always have you a miscellaneous fund so that you don't feel bound and so on punishment or I can't do nothing right now because I'm trying to save my money. You have to find a way to be creative with your finances and you can still enjoy life too, but you're maintaining your focus and you're sticking to your guns, right? So the importance of your budget is this is one other area in your life that you're getting in control of. Now think about this. We're all on this quest to, I know my worth and I'm bettering myself and I'm improving. Just imagine how if you could get in front of your finances with that mindset, how your life would turn around. Because just like I was listening to a preacher say, half of us don't need a miracle, half of us need money, right? So that's when we get into that topic. A lot of us that we're crying and praying for, if I gave you a bag of money, it would solve your problem. Half of our problems are not even, think about it. So you have to get in front of it. You got to change your mindset. So while everyone is on this quest of it's my best life and it's 2022, I'm going to do this. Have that mindset about changing your finances, saving money. I'm going to be more mindful of my spending. If you go to the local Starbucks every morning, skip it one morning, then skip it two, right? Find ways to make it. But guys, you have to get on a budget because if not, you don't know where your money is going. You'll never get out of financial ruins. You will never get ahead if your money is flying out as soon as it comes in. So guys, I suggest that you get on a budget.
Okay. And if anybody have a question, they can ask a question. I have a question. You said, Get rid of all credit cards. If you have a cashback credit card and you pay the balance every month, still don't use it?
Don't use it because the cash back is what, about max $20? That cash back, think about the 5%. Most cashback cards are up. The max is 5%, right? I research credit cards all the time. I have a credit card, right? I have a credit card, and I had to tell my, what are you doing with this credit card? Because it was a deal that you couldn't refuse. It was 0% for 18 months, no annual fee. Now, you know that's tempting, right? Cash back. But I start tracking my cash back. My cash back, I've never gotten more than $20-$30 a month. Is it worth it? But I had to pay off $500 to get it. When you do a study of millionaires, don't get caught up on the points. And a lot of people are like, but I get airline miles, I get points. But how much do you have to spend to get that point? You think about, well, I'm going to spend it anyway. You probably wouldn't spend as much money if you were paying cash for items versus a credit card because studies show that you do spend more when you swipe your card. For some reason, it's hard to give up hard-earned cash. Test yourself. For 2 weeks, do not carry any plastic and carry all cash. Cash flow everything for 2 weeks. It will make you cry. Oh Lord, I don't want to spend. I'll be in line like, are y'all really hungry? Do we have to eat that? I'm telling you, it's like if you Google it, look it up. Psychologically, it's harder to spend hard-earned cash. It's something, and that's why the Bible talk about money, right? We get connected to paper. We disrespect the card. Okay. That's proof. That's real. I just dropped some. We get connected to the paper, but we disrespect the card. We use the card. We cherish the paper. Because guess what? We can use the card and I'll be back. I'll pay you later. Everything is just the same. You can equate that to relationships, friendships, what have you. Cash, if you lose your purse, and you had $500 cash in there, but you had your American Express unlimited card on there, you more worried about the cash, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, we're connected to the paper, but we use the plastic. And that's something. That's something. And the society, it's not our fault. Society has conditioned us that way. Buy now, pay later. So we can't get caught up on that. But I just want you guys to look at it differently. Use your money. Don't let it use you. Use it for good things. Use it to better you. You work hard for it every day. Control your money.
All right. Okay, I don't see any other questions. So I thank you so much, Bradye. So can you tell everyone how to get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So guys, you can reach me on all social media, Bradye Robinson or Robinson Empowerment Group. I do have a Facebook page, Instagram, however you want to contact me. I am a budget coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I would love to come and speak if you guys need have any events coming up. I'm also a recently published author. Your Power Within, You Have What It Takes. I talk about budgeting, but I talk about motivation and finding your purpose, right? So check out my book. Send me some comments, send me a friend request. Let's connect. Let's keep this topic going, because finances is something we need to get comfortable with, and we need to definitely push it on our youth.
Sounds
good.
Thank
you guys for having me. Thank you guys for having me back.
Anytime. Make sure, if you are in need of a budget coach or have questions or whatever, to contact Bradye. She's the best.
Thank you. This has been fun. I think we gave some good information.
It was very good information.
I hope that I encourage someone to set boundaries in their lives, because we're setting boundaries on everything we do. Let's go ahead and set boundaries on our finances as well, so you can see your finances more.
Yes. Set those boundaries, write down that spending.
Yep.
It makes a difference when you're looking at it. I spent what?
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Bradye.
Okay.
And you can come back anytime.
Okay. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good evening.
All right. So please, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure that you follow me on my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. I will be back on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guess what I'm talking about? What's up, Putty Tat? Some of y'all might remember that. What's up, Putty Tat?
Yes. I thought I saw a Putty Tat. Yes, I did see.
So y'all got to come back to find out what it is. So please join me on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And when you visit my website, you can read my blog. I download a blog every Monday. You can look at my calendar of events. You can see all of my social media sites. And if you, on the home page, if you click on those, it will take you directly to my pages. You can see my list of services, which is coaching, consultation, speaking, webinar speaking, and you can get an autographed copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. You don't want to miss it. And if you don't like paper books and you want an ebook, Amazon.com. I got you.
Yes. Yes.
So thank y'all so much. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. And all right. Love you all. Bye-bye.